This is a Rothman, and this is a Clothman. So when it comes to working double-handed, and I'm really working on the job, I'm not just demonstrating like I often do in my videos. This window is definitely dirty, let's say, but it's not, but let's say on the job it is. And I'm working two-handed, so my go-to squeegees on my belt is on my right side primarily. I do have two other side squeegees in the side bucket, and my side bucket with my washer is on my left side, because my left side, my left arm, is the washing arm. My right arm is always 99.9% of the time the blading arm. I need to make sure that all this solution is lifting the dirt, so I need to agitate the dirt in the best time possible. So that means I've got to be working two-handed and working double-handed, but there's do's and don'ts in what I do. So when I'm going to wash the window, my left arm's going to be scrubbing. I'm going to be putting quite a lot of force on. You know what sort of soap solution that I'm going to be using. I'm putting my squeegee in the right place at the right time, using the right size tool, and I'm still working with the minimum amount of moves for this size on this pane of glass, 4 moves. So we'll make sure that I saturated the glass, lifted as much dirt as possible, and then put the squeegee over the top, but then do the second wash afterwards. What I'm not doing is going to the window and straight away doing this, because now I'm not scrubbing the glass, I'm just wetting the window. And if this window hadn't been cleaned in 6 to 8 weeks or even longer, then I know that that quality work won't be to the standard that it is now, because I haven't lifted, I haven't agitated the dirt. The solution's a good solution, but you still have to agitate. So I don't just go straight with the wash and wipe, let's say. It's just basically you're just using, that's the same sort of tool as using like the combinator or the backflip or the vice versa, combination tool. It doesn't lift the dirt, you're just wetting a dirty window, and then you're blading, and you're going to be smearing and smudging, and you're not lifting the glass. So yes, use 2 hands, but don't, especially when you're not working on clean glass. I can do it with this clean glass because it's been cleaned so many times, but we're talking weeks or months at a time going straight to the window. I always make sure that I wash first, then squeegee, then wash again. Right, so the second thing I wanted to talk about is when it comes to leaded windows or bevel glass, squeegees don't work, and if I sometimes use the water-fed pole, but quite often I'll still do it by hand, and I'll still do it double-handed. I'll still work double-handed. But first of all, this is the solution that I use, because I've seen window cleaners use like this sort of soap solution, and they put it on the glass and they sort of buff it, or they maybe squeegee it, or put the squeegee the wash on first and then squeegee it, then buff. I always find that that is more likely going to leave smears. So if I'm just using the cloths, which I'll talk about in a second, first of all I'm going to use a glass cleaner that I've found out about. It's called Everbuild. You buy this from, in the UK, from places like Screwfix. And there's 2 good things I like about this. 3 good things, because it lasts forever, because it's such a big bottle. But whatever solution they put in here, it lifts the dirt very well. But not only does it lift the dirt very well, it's just got like something in there, so it doesn't really leave too many smears behind. Now let's just move these squeegees out of the way. I'll give you a sort of, I haven't got my work belt on, so I'm just going to give you a little insight of what I do. I've got 3 cloths, right? So just, let's say this is leaded windows. So this is my preferred way of working, because it lifts the dirt, but also it leaves much less likelihood of smearing. So I've got 3 cloths. I've got 2 here. So this cloth here is got, they're all clean by the way, but these are my seal cloths and frame cloths. But when I come to do a job and I'm not going to use my water-fed pole, this is the method I use. So I use a sort of a bobbled rough edge cloth and then more of a smoother cloth. So what I do is I'm buffing up, I'm trying to lift all that dirt up as best as possible, but you know, I'm not taking the dirt off very much. I'm just lifting it, and then what I'm going to do, once I've sort of got as much, obviously I'm rotating my cloth as well, then I'm going to use my other arm. I'm wearing my tool belt at the time, I'm not got my tool belt on now, so now I'm sort of trying to polish. First of all I was buffing, but I'm doing like the first polish. Okay, so I've lifted the dirt with this, I'm sort of absorbing and sort of polishing, but then I've got my third cloth. I have to keep this in my pocket. Now this is a microfiber, this is flat weave microfiber, so you've got much less likelihood of leaving any lint. And then I just go for my third cloth, where it's just basically polishing. So it's a mixture of using this solution. This is the best one I've found. You can buy other solutions in hardware stores or even in the supermarket, but I find this is the best one for lifting the dirt and also not leaving smears. So I'm basically using 3 cloths, but the third cloth is the glass cloth. These two are just rags that I'll pick up over time. Now, moving on from this, I wanted to put 3 things in my video here. Right, let's take these cloths off my shoulder, and I'm just going to show you what I have. So I've got bags of rags, okay? They're all different types of rags. So when I started window cleaning, I started with a car squeegee. Everything was free because I did so many things to try and make money, and every time I spent money on something that wasn't window cleaning, I sort of just lost money all the time, just threw money all the time away. So when I started window cleaning, I started with an old squeegee and an old, which I still got, it's in my car I think, car squeegee. Now, not recommended to do, but I was so fed up with losing all the time, I thought, well, I'm going to try window cleaning for temporary sort of cover, try and make some money there, and then try and do something with my life afterwards. You know, I never expected to stick with window cleaning. So I wasn't prepared to spend a lot of money on getting the business running. Now, I know a lot of people who are just starting window cleaning. It's, you know, it's a bit of a daunting time. But I'm going to tell you the things that I did to save money. And don't scrimp on your squeegees like I did. But when it comes to cloths, all these here are cloths that I picked up over many years of working, and this is just one bag. I've got a load more bags in the van and elsewhere. So I use each cloth on the frames and on the seals, but these cloths don't touch the glass. I do use a glass cloth, but very rarely does it ever touch the pane of glass in the whole week. So a small cloth like this is going to last me many days. I don't need a big cloth, just a small microfiber, flat weave microfiber cloth there. That will last me a week because I won't touch it, but it will get dirty sitting in my front pouch. I have 2 pouches on my belt, one around the back, which is for my seal cloths. These are my seal cloths, and then one at the front where I keep my scraper and a few other things inside my front pouch. It's a Mormon pouch, but the back pouch isn't a Mormon pouch, just a standard pouch. So all these I picked up from customers, from people like who have businesses like a salon. They have lots of towels that they wash, and then it loses its colour, or they start getting holy. And you know, a lot of these rags are either cut down. You see that one there is cut down. Still perfect for mopping up. Obviously, I'll put a blade over this first. Mopping up this, mopping up over here, and it costs me nothing. All it costs is cleaning them when they get dirty. So I use many cloths in my work, because window cleaning is not just glass cleaning. The squeegee is the glass, but the cloths is the rest for traditional window cleaning. This costs nothing. All you got to do is ask your family, ask your friends for old cloths. If you don't have old cloths, they might have old t-shirts. I've used many old t-shirts. Anything that's like a material, that's like a sheet material and it's absorbent, use. Now I don't spend any money on cloths. This is all free, all for free. Most people have cloths lying around the house, or old clothes that you can use for your job. So something that's rubbish for most people, you can make money from it. That's why people put metal outside for people to come around and pick up, because that's their job. They pick up metal to sell. Scrap metal for one person is another person's gold mine. So cloths for me, I'm a cloth collector. I don't tend to use this on the glass. If I do use it on the glass, I'll use a flat weave microfiber, something like this. And if you're using cloths, either for buffing or for fixing any mistakes that you might leave, make sure the cloth is clean, because if it's dirty and you start using cloths on the glass, it will start leaving smears and smudges. And I recommend nobody touching the glass after you've squeegeed it, but obviously you have to use a liquidator to get perfect results every time. And we know most window cleaners don't use liquidators, so if you're not going to use liquidators, use very clean. I use flat weave cloths because they don't leave as much lint behind than all the other cloths and all the scrims that are available. So I've not bought a cloth in many years, but I still, over the time of working, I pick up cloths from anywhere, and I've got bags and bags of them, but I never paid for any of them. And these cloths here, I never paid for these. I just pick them up at shows, or Mormon send me them. I just acquire them. But if you're starting on a shoestring budget, then you know, you want to go for cloths that will absorb all your mess and all the dirt. But if you can avoid paying for it, then do so.